Hi to everybody. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to share with you something. I honor it to share with you this short contribution. Inside this is important International Season School of Autism, Sport and Inclusion. I am Paolo Lucattini. I collaborate with Professor Magnanini in the special pedagogy area inside the For Italic University. And the topic of my contribution is the role of assistive technology and information communication technologies within sports. Before to start, it's important to remind us that United Nations, inside the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, put in evidence immediately in the Article 2 the definition of communication and immediately introduced in this moment of this important document the question about augmented and alternative modes, but also information and communication technology. The Article 2 is also important for two definition that must guide us: rational accommodation and universal design. When it's possible, when it's new, it's something that can start, we can use universal design. But when we are in front of something started, a project, for example, a class, for example, we must do the best to remind and introduce and put some little changes that are not strong, difficult views. The Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities at the Article 20 put in evidence what means assistive technologies. In the Article 21, go inside the question about communication, augmented and alternative communication, sign languages. Sometimes words are not the best. And to speak about images, to speak about videos, to speak about apps, to speak about devices, I start to use this article, a story of life that is inside this article. Mr. Johnson, a high school physical education teacher, is adjusting to new challenges in his class. Every day is a new challenge. A new student named Samantha was placed in his inclusive third period class, and Mr. Johnson is struggling to communicate with her. As a result of her disabilities, Samantha does not speak verbally, has difficulty controlling limb movements, and is uncomfortable in group or social settings. This can happen every day inside this Italian school, inside other country school. But this can happen inside third sector association. Mr. Jones utilized hand gestures and visual demonstration to communicate, but there are moments when these strategies fall short. Yes, sometimes we try to do the best, but it's not enough. Just last week, Samantha tried to communicate with Mr. Johnson about difficulties she was having with a group task, but teacher and student struggled to understand each other. At this point, what can happen? Samantha can stop to do inside our activity, our association, our team. But if we are speaking about school, if we are speaking about a teamwork, we can find a solution. During a recent individualized education program meeting, Mr. Johnson asked team members for help. Samantha's special education teacher recommended he try incorporating her new augmented and alternative communication device during instruction. A potential solution. The tablet-based device helps Samantha communicate by touching response icons that produce a range of computer-generated verbal responses, from simple words and phrases to complex sentences. Heeding the advice, Mr. Johnson worked with Samantha to create icons on the device for specific use during his physical education class. From this moment, Mr. Johnson introduced something for Samantha, but he introduced something for himself. After this experience, Mr. Johnson can know in which way he can act in the future in a similar situation. The result has been overwhelmingly positive, very positive, strong, positive result. The device is not only helping Mr. Johnson communicate more effectively with his student, but it is facilitating socially engaging conversations between Samantha and her peers. This is a beautiful story for me. From this moment, it's more simple to speak, to introduce why we must know, we must be happy to research and to use and to research again which assistive technology or which information communication technology, because technology is an evolving phenomenon. Yes, this is a table that is present inside this article, but this article was published 3 years ago. And if we go now to analyze, I think this table is only a short table compared to the new table that we can produce. Inside this table, there are very interesting hubs, very interesting program, and we will speak about one. But in front of a lot of different opportunities, what can guide our choice? First, the needs of students. Why we need to find something for the needs of students? Second, consideration across all environments in which the device will be used. Yes, we need to be supported from family, from school, from third sector. If we decide to use this app, we can also think it will be simple to use this app also for the parents, also for the teacher, soccer teacher, specific learning tasks. Yes, we have in our mind, in our program, that We want to use this app for the needs of students and for some specific tasks, not for everything. Effective use of potential devices. Yes, the research, the studies must show us the potential and the effective use. It's simple to use, it's safe, it's sustainable to use. At the last point, why I chose to use representation of disability? Because I think that also the way that we decide one or another device, we can work for the representations of disability. If this app, now we will see a video, if this app can be funny, interesting, maybe using this app for Samantha, for Paolo, can be interesting for all the students, the athletes. We'll see the video.
Exercise buddies transform the way that the students conduct themselves. It brings out a different side. They're more engaged, they are more enthusiastic, and they receive the gratification that they really strive for.
The exercise buddy helps because it shows them how to do the exercise.
It's like a routine to them because every time we come in the room, they know that we're about to exercise.
Just the ability to walk in calmly, go to their number, look at the exercise buddy and understand how to do the warm-up, how to identify the body parts. Exercise buddy does a good job of highlighting it and making that body part very specific.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because on the iPad, I can show them it's people in there who model them or are just like them, and then they're listening and they'll do it.
Exercise buddy has really affected my first graders the most. Coordination in general was something that all my first graders have dramatically improved on. Following, understanding left, right, understanding how to move in a structured pace rather than just running from point A to point B. Exercise buddy created a wonderful structure and way of modeling it so that they model that exactly. I've seen it with the students, first of all, excited to use Exercise Buddy, but they don't get silly with it. In just a short period of time, the students have bought into the system very well.
Exercise buddy helps me because sometimes maybe I wouldn't know how to do it, and I need to be able to know how to show them how to do it.
The Exercise Buddy app is a phenomenal way of using a start-finish model. It's easy to navigate. You can set up the routines very easy. Without the video support that Exercise Buddy provides and without the consistent visuals, I would not have been successful in the program. They almost allow the teacher to take a step back and really watch the natural process.
More engaged, more enthusiastic, and they receive the gratification that they really strive for. They were waiting that type of gratification. Wow, it's true. And we know we are living in a period, in an epoch where technologies are completely inside the body, inside the house, inside the environment. It shows them how I do the exercise. It helps me because sometimes maybe I wouldn't know how to do it. and I need to show them how to do it. For a teacher, sometimes it's very difficult to teach, to ask, to find the best solution, to find the best words. For that reason, I chose this topic because we must improve the research, the application, the interdepartmental connection. We need to study physical education also with engineer, special education, expert of communication. For that reason, I'm happy to finish my presentation, say thanks you for your attention and thank you for all that you will decide to do also in this area. Bye-bye.